Okay, guys, we got some amazing cars from an amazing person, really unexpected gift. Let's dig into these Para 64. Today, as I was out running some errands, I popped in the post office where I live and saw that I had a package. It was too big to be sitting in my little post office box. Open it up and total surprise, a box from somebody who enjoys the videos. And I'll be careful not to reveal too much, but I got a card along with these two amazing diecast pieces from somebody named Doug. Said, thanks for all the diecast videos on YouTube and Instagram. Saw a couple of new Para 64 diecast cards that thought you might like. They're different and unique from most of the rest of the models in their line. Hope you like them. If not, give them away. Doug, no chance I'm giving these away. You have found stuff that is exactly what we love here on Twice Diecast and what I like in my collection. So let's get right after it. Let's look at these really cool new Para 64. These were unopened, and again, just an absolute random act of kindness. Just found them in my post office box as I was doing my normal weekly check of the mail. And this is the best kind of surprise. The holidays are pretty good to me and Twice Diecast. Hope you guys are having a great holidays. I'm gonna ramble here as I open this up. Let's take a look. We've got a Maybach Mercedes GLS. I think it's like a 600. I've got this one in all black, but man, look at this guy in black on white. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the Maybach badge on the sailplane here on the back. Para 64, if you guys don't know, you're going to get a metal body, metal chassis. You're going to get a little plinth that they come on with detail about what car is on it. Lensed lamp detail on your vehicles, authentic rims, mirrors that are cast in, really nice detailed interiors. And a lot of times they have these sunroofs so that you can see all the effort they put into their interior. So we're going to go over this one, and then I'm going to tease you a little bit. We've got a GLS 600 badge on the registration plate. Love the tail lamps. They just get these so right. In fact, let's get this guy off the base here. Held together by one screw on the base. And if I remember correctly, Para 64 are held together by screws as well. In case you wanted to take them apart and repaint them, which I can't imagine you would, but some people do. Small model collector makes a little changes and customizations to his. He might change the interior a little bit. Kind of cool stuff. Or put wheels, stance them, who knows. Anyhow, back to this. We've got Mercedes badge clearly on the lift gate. No opening parts on this. I tell you what I like, guys. See this matte paint? It's a little bit different paint than the gloss black on the vehicle. And that kind of indicates like a different material. It's going to be like a weatherproofing strip. Just really nicely done. Check out the luggage rack in silver. And the detail on the windows is really nice. It's a single piece of plastic. So they paint the pillars in there with different paint, and it's right on the money exact. And you can see the black pillar lines as well. Left-hand drive vehicle coming around on the front. Beautiful grille and headlamps that the way they do the little hole for the insert, it almost looks like the bulb is distinguishable. Like you could see that. I love the detail on these headlamps. Adrian and his group at Para 64 absolutely nailed this one. Here is your metal base. Got some detail on the chassis. All of these are going to be true 1/64 scale, and it'll tell you that on the base. Tells you the name of the vehicle. Don't see a copyright date. I'm not too concerned about that. Tells you the brand. That's really helpful information. I've started opening my eyes to the information that is on the base, thanks to Small Model Collector. It is helpful to see that. We're going to put this one on the turntable and watch it go around. I love the extra detail you get, like the silver on the rocker there. Adds a lot of depth. Such a small vehicle. Remember the size of vehicle that we're talking about here. This is just absolutely amazing quality. So we'll put this one on the turntable and watch it go around. I'll be right back, guys, and then we're going to look at a really cool one called a CZ. Okay, so as we get started on this one, we're looking at a 91 CZ V16T. Not my norm, but this time I actually did some research because I didn't know the vehicle at all, like ever had seen it. So they made, 12 total CZs. And I think a couple of them ended up in some sheik's hands. One of them got seized in a drug raid. It's just a lot of potential in the vehicle that never manifested itself for whatever reason. A lot of financial obstacles that couldn't be overcome back in the late 80s and early 90s. You can see one of the designers was the designer of the Lamborghini Diablo, and you can see that DNA in the lines on this vehicle. It's kind of odd. It's just, you got a Testarossa, look to the back there. You got a Diablo on the front. Super cool car. And what a treat that Para 64 decided to do this. Absolutely cool, off the chart car in real life. And to have this in a model for my diecast shelf is something I never thought I would see. Check out these tail lamps. So while I'm thinking about it, let's do this before we get too far into this car. If you've never seen Para 64 and you're wondering about this brand, can't recommend them enough. This is the little window display box you get. It's got a little map here on the inside. It's got usually some vehicle artwork. All of Paragon and Para 64 models are going to be licensed, and I encourage you to look into that. And while I'm thinking about that, you'll hear more about this subject on a very soon future episode of Diecast Breakdown. We have had the amazing good fortune of having a relationship with Para 64 with Adrian, who is running things over there at Para 64. And we sat down for an interview with him. That will be published not too long into the future. And I think you're going to love hearing from him in the direction that this brand is going and why they chose cars that they did, including this CZ. So with that as a cheesy segue, let's get into this car. Like I said, only 12 of them made. Pretty wild. US and Italian addresses when this thing was made back in the late 80s, early 90s. Check out the headlamps, double headlamps. I don't know if both of them flipped up or if that's just how they were built. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's look at a picture of the CZ right there. And that'll help clarify whether or not those lights were flipped up or not. So, coming around. Authentic rims. Looks like Ferrari 5-spokes. Not. A little bit different. Here's your base. CZ V16. Actually, earlier I said you'll get a metal base. But this one, I believe, in fact, I think most of them, now that I think about it, are plastic bases. Which is okay with me because they are kind of a flat black. It looks authentic. We've got some fog lights on this bottom section here, this air vent. We've got indicator lights underneath these headlamps. And those are the tiniest lensed lamps, I believe, unless they're painted silver. I think there might be a sliver of plastic in there. The mirrors do have reflection. How about that? Look at that. Can you see the reflection in the side view mirrors here? Awesome detail from Para 64. Got a spoiler here on the back. Lots of vents. All kinds of air cooling going on. Look at how this quarter panel dips over that wheel. That's an interesting, such a cool car. This thing is tiny in my hand, guys. It's about the size of a McLaren P12, maybe, which is pretty small. And you can see the detail here on the back. Cizetta Moroder. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Italian. It's, I believe, one of the other designers. Black interior, multicolored tail lamps, and just an amazing vehicle. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these Para 64s. We have Doug to thank for these. Such an amazing gift, and Doug, really appreciate it. These are going nowhere, my friend. These will always be in my collection. It's just how I'm gonna cherish these gifts. So until then, until the next video, this is David at Twice Diecast. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these, and look for that interview on Diecast Breakdown with Adrian of Para 64 very soon. We'll watch this one go around the turntable, and I'll see you guys on the next video.